The boy suddenly came up with the idea of curing his friend's AIDS with junk food. They bought a huge bag of snacks. Then they started trying all kinds of combinations. Chocolate with bubblegum, potato chips with spicy snack sticks. They had heard that someone had discovered aspirin from mold. They believed they could also find a cure for AIDS. That night, both of them ended up vomiting and suffering from diarrhea. The next day, they turned their attention to herbal remedies. They searched the forest for all kinds of wild herbs and leaves. Then they boiled everything into a pot of herbal soup. Deno, who was living with AIDS, was a little skeptical.
Go ahead.
But he still chose to trust his friend Eric and took a big sip.
Oh, tastes like crap.
No shit. Don't you know where bugs go to the bathroom?
Eric then dumped a huge handful of sugar into the cup. He told Deno to finish the rest. After tasting it, Deno said it was just as awful, only a little sweeter.
Sweetened crap.
Their herbal experiment had to be abandoned for the time being. Eric quietly sneaked back home. His mother never allowed him to play with Deno because he had AIDS, so he often climbed over the fence behind her back to reach Deno's yard. The two of them built mud castles and staged little battles with toy figures. Because of his illness, Deno had never traveled very far from home, so Eric decided to take him to the grocery store in town. Tall reeds bathed in sunlight lined both sides of the peaceful creek. The two boys drifted downstream in a canoe. Deno did not have the strength to walk that far. They finally arrived at the grocery store together. Eric unwrapped a chocolate bar and handed it to him. Deno looked confused.
Are we allowed to do this?
Of course. How is she supposed to know what you're gonna get?
That actually made sense to him, so they grabbed a few and headed to the checkout. On the way home, Eric pushed the shopping cart. Deno rode inside it. The two of them imagined it was an armored vehicle. Then enemies suddenly appeared at the top of the hill. It was a group of local bullies. They started mocking Deno for having AIDS.
We was walking across the grass and we accidentally stepped in your mother.
Their words instantly made the bullies furious. The boys charged downhill toward them. Eric picked up a rock and shouted, "You guys are perfectly healthy, yet all you do is bully someone who's sick and weak. If he really dies someday, you'll regret it for the rest of your lives." The bullies seemed to come to their senses. They turned around and walked away. But for some reason, Eric still could not let it go. He threw the rock after them. As expected, the bullies came chasing after them. The two boys raced downhill in the shopping cart. They left the bullies behind in a thrilling escape. Since his mother was rarely home, Eric usually survived on microwave meals. The next day, he asked Deno if he could join them for dinner. Deno happily agreed. He was just a little shy.
Well, then there's something I have to warn you about.
What?
She likes to call me sweetie.
Sweetie.
You gotta promise not to laugh.
You want some more carrots, sweetie?
No, thanks.
Eric laughed so hard he could barely catch his breath. Dinner still went smoothly. Then Deno's mother brought up Eric's mother. She unknowingly touched a painful subject, leaving Eric speechless. An awkward silence filled the room.
25 cents. Gotcha.
Damn.
Deno explained that every time his mom caught herself twirling her hair with her finger, she had to pay a 25-cent fine. Eric noticed that Deno had left a lot of dessert unfinished. He wanted to help finish it, but Deno's mother explained that although saliva could not spread AIDS, it was still better to be cautious. Eric then said they could share dessert once Deno got better. His mother quietly walked away. She knew the chances of a cure were incredibly small. Eric refused to believe there was any disease that could not be cured. The two boys continued making trips to the grocery store. One day, Deno discovered an astonishing news article. A doctor had reportedly extracted a substance from plants that could treat AIDS. The boys excitedly told Deno's mother. They wanted to go find that doctor, but she did not believe the story. If it were true, the whole world would already know about it. With no other choice, they continued tasting wild plants. They carefully recorded every plant they tried in a notebook. They dreamed that one day they might become famous for discovering a cure. Then one night, Deno's mother came looking for Eric. She desperately wanted to know what Deno had eaten that caused him to get sick. Eric quickly handed her the notebook. After she left, Eric's mother pulled him into the house.
What? Tell me. Tell me, huh? What are you trying to do? Fucking kill us both, huh?
She warned him to stay away from the boy with AIDS. Then she called Deno's mother to make the same warning. She also announced that she was sending Eric to summer camp in a couple of days to straighten him out. Late the next night, Eric secretly met up with Deno. He told him, "We have to find that doctor ourselves and get the cure." But Deno was afraid his mother would worry about him. Eric replied, "The thing your mom worries about most is your illness. If we cure it, she won't have to worry anymore. So we have to go to New Orleans and find that doctor." Deno left a letter behind. He asked his mother not to worry about him. A small raft drifted across the shimmering water. It was heading toward New Orleans. An inflatable alligator floated behind it. Whenever they got tired of paddling, they lay back and looked up at the stars. The sparkling night sky seemed to light the path ahead. As the river widened, the boats they encountered became larger and larger. Soon they realized something was wrong. They were moving far too slowly, so they went ashore to look for another boat. After spending almost all of their money, only one boat agreed to take them. Once aboard, they discovered it was already headed to New Orleans. That was all that mattered, as long as they got there. Later the boys wandered into the cabin looking for toys. Instead they accidentally found an adult magazine. They learned a lot of things they had never known before. Then they discovered something even more surprising. A large amount of cash was hidden inside the book. They resisted the temptation to steal it. Later 2 beautiful women boarded the boat. That evening, the boys were unexpectedly told to camp on shore. In the middle of the night, painful gasping woke Eric. He gently woke the struggling Dino. His clothes and sleeping bag were soaked with sweat. Eric helped him change into his own clothes, then let him sleep in his own sleeping bag. The 2 boys started talking. Dino said he often dreamed about outer space. He traveled billions of light years. Yet everywhere he went there was only endless freezing darkness. Even after waking up he still felt trapped there. Sometimes he felt as if he had already left the world behind. Dino admitted he was terrified. Eric handed him one of his shoes. He told Dino to hold on to it while he slept. That way, if he woke up scared, he would see Eric's shoe. Then he would know he was not lost in the endless universe. He was safe inside his sleeping bag, and Eric was right beside him. Dino smiled and slowly drifted off to sleep. The next morning, the people on the boat showed no signs of leaving. They planned to stay and enjoy themselves for a few more days, but Dino was almost out of medicine. So Eric secretly swam back to the boat. He took the money hidden inside the book. Then the 2 boys quietly slipped away. A gentle breeze swayed the reeds. The 2 figures made their way through the sunlit woods. After walking for a long time, they finally reached a highway. They successfully hitchhiked to a bus station. But to their surprise, the people from the boat had already caught up with them. The boys took off running. The men chased after them. They finally reached a chain-link fence. The 2 small boys squeezed through a narrow gap. The adults could not fit through, but one of the men climbed right over the fence despite the barbed wire. He kept chasing them. Eventually, he cornered the 2 boys. Eric hurriedly pulled out his small utility knife. To his surprise, the man pulled out an even bigger one. Just then, Dano grabbed Eric's knife. He told the man that he had AIDS.
My blood is like poison. One drop could kill you.
Then he deliberately cut the palm of his own hand. The man had already cut his arm while climbing over the fence. He was not willing to take that risk. The other man arrived a moment later, only to find the situation had completely turned around.
Get out, man! Get the hell out! Get the hell out of here! Man, go!
My blood's like poison!
Pussy!
The boys had won the confrontation. While Eric was still celebrating, Dano was already close to collapsing. By the time they reached the bus station, he had completely run out of his medication.